Valet parking's around back. My brother Michael smirked, tossing his BMW keys at me without even looking. Try not to scratch it like last time, sis. I caught the keys one-handed while checking my phone. Ms. Roberts, acquisition of Skyline Tower complete. Purchase price, $2.8 billion. You now own 75% of downtown commercial real estate. The towering glass building that housed my family's law firm, and tonight's partner's celebration for my father, now belonged to me. Not that they knew that yet. Still playing valet, Emma? My sister-in-law Catherine sauntered past in her Versace dress, a knockoff of the original I had hanging unworn in my closet. Well, someone has to park the cars for successful people. Ms. Roberts, another message flashed. Your net worth updated. $12.4 billion with latest acquisitions. Forbes profile ready for publication. I watched as my father greeted arriving guests, proudly showing off the building his firm had called home for 30 years. The building that, as of an hour ago, had a new landlord, his unsuccessful daughter. Emma's found her level, I heard him tell the Andersons. Some people just aren't meant for corporate success. Corporate success? Like quietly becoming the largest commercial property owner in the city? Like acquiring every premium office building while they mocked my menial jobs? Ms. Roberts, my CFO messaged. Final paperwork complete. You now control every major office property in the downtown corridor. The valet uniform suits you, Michael called out as he rejoined the party. Though you might want to clean up before serving drinks later. Serving drinks. In a building I just bought for more money than his law practice would make in a century. Emma, Mom appeared, diamonds glinting disapprovingly. Do try to park the luxury cars carefully. The partners won't appreciate any incidents. The partners, who would soon learn that their new landlord was the woman they'd relegated to parking their cars. Ms. Roberts, another alert. Wall Street Journal ready with headline. Secret real estate queen. How Emma Roberts built a $12.4 billion empire while parking cars. Remember when Emma tried to be a lawyer? Michael laughed with his colleagues. Now she's parking our cars. Guess Dad was right about her capabilities. I smiled, thinking about the ownership documents in my bag. In exactly 2 hours they'd learn about my real capabilities. Ms. Roberts, my lawyer messaged. Eviction notices prepared for all current tenants. Your family's firm's lease expires at midnight. Still living in that studio apartment? Catherine asked with mock concern. You know, Michael could probably find you some filing work if you just admit law isn't for you. My studio apartment was actually the penthouse of another building I owned. One of the hundreds I'd acquired while they thought I was just parking cars. Look at her, Michael stage whispered to Dad. From failed lawyer to valet. At least she's found her place. My place. As the owner of their building, their parking garage, and most of the city's premium real estate. Ms. Roberts, my phone lit up again. Property management team ready. All building systems now under your control. I watched as more guests arrived, tossing their keys at the valet, who secretly owned the ground beneath their feet. None of them knowing that every office they worked in, every parking space they used, every building they bragged about belonged to the woman they treated like staff. Such a shame, my father's voice carried. All that education and she ends up parking cars. I smiled, feeling the weight of the eviction notices in my pocket. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's having them park their own cars in the building you just bought. That's the last of the luxury cars, Michael announced, rejoining the party on the 50th floor. Did you manage not to scratch any of them, Emma? I checked my phone discreetly. Ms. Roberts, building security systems now under your control. All access cards can be deactivated at your command. You know, Catherine sipped her champagne, there's no shame in honest work. Someone has to park the cars of successful people. Successful people. Like the woman who now owned every building their law firm operated in? I smiled, thinking of the ownership documents waiting in my Hermes bag. The one they assumed was fake. Ms. Roberts, my CFO messaged, final numbers for tonight's revelation. Your real estate empire spans 142 buildings. Total value, $12.4 billion. Personal net worth, $8.7 billion. Emma, Dad called out, since you're done with the cars you can help serve drinks. The partners deserve perfect service tonight. Perfect service. From the woman who could evict every partner in this building with a single signature. Ms. Roberts, another alert flashed, building management systems ready. Temperature, elevators, and security all awaiting your commands. Remember when Emma thought she could make it as a lawyer? Michael laughed with his colleagues. Now she's serving drinks at our celebrations. Poetic justice, right? I watched as he bragged about his corner office. The one I'd already marked for demolition in next month's renovation plans. Ms. Roberts, my property manager messaged, your brother's office belongings have been inventoried. Cleanup crew ready for midnight eviction. Still living in that tiny studio? Mom appeared, adjusting her pearls. You know, the building's janitor is retiring. Michael could put in a word. The building's janitor made less in a year than the property taxes I now paid on this single tower. Look at her, Catherine Stage whispered to her friends. From failed lawyer to car parker. At least she's found her level. My phone buzzed. Wall Street Journal profile complete. The parking valet who secretly owns downtown. Emma Roberts' $12.4 billion real estate empire. Emma, Michael waved his empty glass. Another champagne here. And try not to spill it like last time. Last time. When I'd been finalizing the purchase of his favorite country club while serving drinks at their celebration. Ms. Roberts, my lawyer messaged, all leases officially terminated. Security teams ready to change locks at midnight. Dad was holding court near the windows, pointing out various buildings to his impressed colleagues. The view from our firm's offices is the best in the city. Not for long. I had plans to convert their entire floor into my personal office space. Ms. Roberts, another alert. Forbes real-time wealth tracking activated. You are now officially the largest private property owner in 3 states. The elevator dinged and my head of security stepped out, catching my eye. It was time. In exactly 5 minutes, they'd learn who really owned their precious view. Another round. Michael called out. Emma, make yourself useful. I reached into my bag past the champagne bottles and pulled out the thick envelope containing their eviction notice. Actually, I smiled, I have something else for you. What's this? Michael laughed, taking the envelope. Your resignation from valet services? Not quite, I replied, watching as he opened it. It's your eviction notice. From the building's new owner. The room fell silent as Michael's face went pale. Eviction. Dad stepped forward. That's impossible. We have a 30-year lease. I corrected him. The new owner has other plans for this space. New owner. Catherine scoffed. What new owner? Right on cue, every phone in the room buzzed with breaking news alerts. Breaking. Skyline Tower sold for $2.8 billion to mystery buyer. Downtown's largest office building changes hands. Major law firm faces eviction as new owner takes control. But who would? Michael's voice trailed off as he read further down the eviction notice, his face draining of all color. This has to be a mistake. Ms. Roberts, my phone buzzed, security teams in position. All building access cards except yours will deactivate at your command. The owner's representative should be here any minute, Dad announced confidently to the panicking partners. We'll sort this out. No one evicts Hamilton and Associates. I smiled, thinking about the new building directory being installed in the lobby. Hamilton and Associates was already being removed letter by letter. Ms. Roberts, my property manager messaged, your new office designs are ready. The renovation team can begin converting the law firm's space tomorrow. Where is this so-called owner? Catherine demanded, her voice slightly hysterical. Some corporate raider thinking they can just walk in and... Actually, I interrupted softly. She's been here all night. Parking your cars. The silence that followed was deafening. Dozens of faces turned to stare at me, their expressions shifting from confusion to dawning horror. No. Michael whispered, reading the signature line on the eviction notice again. This isn't, you can't. Ms. Roberts, my phone lit up. Wall Street Journal breaking news. Valet revealed as real estate mogul. Emma Roberts' secret $12.4 billion empire. Emma, Dad stepped forward, his legal negotiator face on. What kind of joke is this? I pulled out my phone, pressing a single button. The building's lights dimmed momentarily, then returned, a small demonstration of control. Not a joke, I replied calmly. I own this building, along with most of downtown. More phones buzzed as the news broke. Breaking. Downtown's largest landlord revealed. Parking Valet owns city's premium real estate. Hamilton family shocked. Daughter they made park cars owns their building. Ms. Roberts, my CFO messaged, your net worth just updated on Forbes. $8.7 billion. Real estate empire now valued at $12.4 billion. But you park cars. Catherine sputtered. You serve drinks. I was inspecting my properties, I corrected her. All 142 of them. Including every building your law firm operates in. Michael stumbled backward, collapsing into a chair. The downtown acquisitions everyone's been talking about. The mystery buyer taking over premium properties. Was your car parking sister? I nodded. The one you said couldn't handle corporate success. Ms. Roberts, my security chief approached. Should we begin changing the locks now? Mom stepped forward, social survival instincts kicking in. Darling, surely we can discuss this as a family. Your father's firm. Our reputation. Our reputation? I raised an eyebrow. Like when you told the Andersons I was finding my level as a valet? Or when Michael said I should stick to parking cars because I couldn't handle real business. Dad was frantically scanning the eviction notice. This can't be legal. We have rights. Actually, I smiled, you don't. Check your lease agreement. The new owner, Yumi, has full authority to terminate all tenants with 24 hours notice. Your time expires at midnight. Ms. Roberts, my phone buzzed again. Building management confirms. All access cards will deactivate in 15 minutes. Security ready to escort any remaining occupants out. The partners were now huddled in corners, frantically calling their lawyers. But it wouldn't help. I owned their law firm's buildings too. All this time, Michael whispered, while we were making you park cars. I was building an empire, I finished for him. One property at a time while you mocked my failed career. The room had become a tableau of shocked faces and dropped glasses. These were the same people who'd spent years looking down on me, treating me like staff in my own building. Ms. Roberts, my head of security announced loudly, cutting through the chaos. The building's new signage is being installed now. Would you like to show your family the new lobby? I watched as my father's name was literally being erased from the building he'd bragged about for 30 years. The new sign would read, Roberts Tower, a property of Roberts Global Holdings. This is absurd, Michael tried to rally, his legal training kicking in. You can't just buy a building and evict everyone overnight. Actually, I smiled, pulling out more documents. I didn't just buy this building. I bought all of them. Every office your firm operates in, every building you have clients in. Even that premium space you've been negotiating for next month. Ms. Roberts, my phone buzzed. Your net worth just hit $8.9 billion with latest market adjustments. You now own 80% of premium office space downtown. Catherine was frantically scrolling through news articles on her phone, her hands shaking. Roberts Global Holdings. They're the ones who've been buying up everything. The biggest real estate empire in the city? I finished for her. Yes. Built while you were making jokes about my valet parking skills. Dad sank into a chair, his celebration forgotten. All those properties we tried to acquire. The mysterious buyer who kept outbidding us. Was the daughter you made park cars? I nodded. Interesting negotiating strategy, by the way, trying to lease buildings from someone you treated like staff. Ms. Roberts, my property manager messaged, your brother's corner office is being cleared now. The architectural team begins renovations at midnight. My office. Michael whispered, watching as security teams began moving through the floor. My files. My clients. We'll need to find new representation, I replied calmly. Preferably not from a firm that's about to lose all its office space. More phones buzzed as another wave of news broke. Hamilton and Associates facing immediate eviction from all properties. Legal empire crumbles as Roberts Holdings takes control. From Valet to victory. How Emma Roberts built a real estate dynasty. Emma, Mom tried one last time, surely we can work something out. The family name is now on every building you see, I gestured to the window. Just not the way you expected. I pressed another button on my phone. The building's lights shifted, illuminating my company's logo on the side of the tower, visible to the entire city. Ms. Roberts, my assistant messaged, Time magazine requesting cover interview, the secret real estate queen who parked her family's cars. Security will help you pack, I announced to the room. You have until midnight. After that, your access cards will deactivate and the renovation team moves in. Renovation? Catherine's voice cracked. Yes, I smiled. This floor is becoming my personal office. I thought about keeping your old space as a parking garage for nostalgia's sake, but... Michael stumbled forward. Emma, please. My practice. My clients. Should have thought about that before making me park their cars, I replied. Though I hear there's a nice parking garage downtown hiring valets. If you need a reference. The security teams were moving now, efficiently clearing floors. These were the same people who'd watched me park cars all night, now following my orders to evict the successful lawyers. Ms. Roberts, my phone lit up one final time. Forbes cover story. The $12.4 billion revenge. How a valet built an empire while parking her family's cars. I gathered my things, preparing to leave through the front door. Not the service entrance they'd made me use for years. Oh, and Dad. I paused at the elevator. About finding my level? Check the building directory tomorrow. I think you'll see exactly what level I found. As the doors closed on their shocked faces, I heard Catherine whisper, all this time, while we were making her park our cars. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just success. It's making them park their own cars in the building you took from them. After all, who needs a corner office when you own the entire tower? The next morning, Michael stood in the rain, staring up at the building that had once housed his prestigious law firm. The new sign gleamed in the morning light. Roberts Tower, where success finds its true level. His access card beeped uselessly at the front door as a new valet, wearing a uniform with my company's logo, parked a Ferrari nearby. Need help parking, sir? The valet asked with a knowing smile. Ms. Roberts mentioned you might be looking for work in that field. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just buying their building, it's watching them realize that the car parker they mocked now owns every parking space in town.